and welcome to an all-new episode of Speed Stars, the show that puts local celebrities in the driver's seat to find out who's not only the fastest, but quite importantly, who's the safest behind the wheel. Now, being a good driver is not only about skill, it's also about concentration, staying mentally alert, and that's something that this week's two guests should have no problem with.
But it melts.
Oh, you actually feel where the clutch is taking you.
Not enough brakes.
It will stop where I want it to stop.
I don't want to lose control of the... No. A lot of trust.
Larry, Gilan, usually we sit and talk about people's careers and what they do in this section of the show, but what you guys do isn't about talking, it's actually about showing. So apparently you've got some stuff you're going to do.
Absolutely.
Start with you, Larry.
Okay, cool.
I suppose you trusted us on the track. Now it's my time to trust you.
Exactly.
Good.
Exactly. So I'm going to connect both your minds here this afternoon. I believe in order to drive well, you've got to be in communication with your car. You've got to be really connected with your car to be able to drive the car like you want it to go. And in life, I believe that we're all energetically connected, all in communication with each other on some level. So I'm going to give you an example of this here today.
Okay.
So I want you to both look at each other.
Oh, it's not so bad.
Okay, good. I didn't say flirt, just look. Stephanie, instead of seeing yourself in that mirror, you're starting to see Marius. And Marius, instead of seeing yourself in that mirror, you're starting to see Stephanie. Keep it clean. I want you to be aware of every emotion, of every sensation, of every feeling, of every touch. Because in a moment, you're going to feel me touch you. You're going to feel where I touch you, how many times I touch you, and so on. Raise your right hand if you felt me touch you. Nice and high, please, all the way up. Very good. Lower your hands. Point with your right hand to where you felt me touch you. Very good. Lower your hands. You guys are doing great. Hold for my command. Count how many times I touched you and show everybody on your right hand. How many times did I touch you, Marius? Excellent, you guys are doing great. Extend your right arms out to the side for me, please. Okay, perfect. Keep your eyes closed. Actually, just extend your right arm right in front of you. That's perfect. Okay, just keep your eyes closed there for me, please, Marius. Okay. Point to where I just touched you.
Put yourself in any city, in any country, and I want you to imagine yourself driving. You're driving really quickly. We're going to take a series of bends. I want you to imagine, don't let your eyes move or anything, just imagine taking your first bend. I'm going to close my eyes as well here. Would I be correct in saying that that first bend that you're taking is a left bend? Would that be correct, Marius?
Yeah.
There's another bend coming up. You're going to take it right now. Is that a right turn?
Yeah, right.
The next one's coming up. You're going really fast now as you're imagining going through the city. You're going to take a turn right now. Is that right that you're turning?
Correct.
Is that right? And there's one more coming up. And what I'm sensing is that you're taking in your mind a left turn. Would that be correct?
Yeah.
All right, excellent. Now, by the way, open up your eyes. Just what I'm sensing here is, would it be correct in saying this is not even in South Africa, right?
No.
This is. Is this in Germany that you're that you thought of? Now, you know what's really crazy is that in the press conference earlier, someone said Germany, right? Maybe that's something that came up. But let's be more specific. Would it be in Berlin in Germany that you're imagining going through?
That would be very specific.
That would be very
specific. And it would be
specific.
very right, and it's very freaky. I want to ask you to do something. I mean, because it would be great if we could influence people to be safer drivers. And I want you to have a look, because every single part of the Speed Stars experience, we do a safety element. Now, for more than half of the automobile's history, manufacturers have been trying to make cars safer. And one of the most important innovations in the quest to reduce collisions is ABS.
There's your 50. Then, second gear.
Turning our stars into speed stars with two of the best. Multiple production car and touring car champion both locally and abroad, Mike Briggs dominated racing in the sport's glory days here in South Africa. Chop Sepuka changed the face of motorsport in our country and at the same time rewrote the record books in the fiercely competitive world of production car racing. Our stars were transferred from the luxury of the Fairway Hotel to our test facility at Swartkops Raceway for a practical demonstration of how ABS works. There are two primary benefits of ABS. Firstly, a vehicle with it generally stops in a shorter distance than a vehicle without ABS. Secondly, you can continue to steer and maneuver your vehicle with an anti-lock braking system, whereas a vehicle without it cannot. This is designed to provide you with increased safety while encountering unexpected obstacles or dangers on the road. The skid pan provides a perfectly controlled and safe environment for us to simulate hard braking scenarios in wet conditions with and without ABS.
The next exercise is really to just give you an indication what ABS does and how valuable it is to have ABS in your car. First time out, you guys are going to have no ABS. We've disconnected, we've pulled the fuse, you're going to have no ABS. You're going to go along here at about 60 k's an hour. There's a lane change, we call it a bus stop. You've got to, as you get to that point, you'll have an instructor with you who'll say, get on the brakes, and you're going to go into the bus stop. You're going to find it very difficult to do without ABS. Your car will behave a little bit like John's Land Rover behaves. No ABS, no steering, no direction.
So what you guys are going to see is as we jump onto the brakes, I will have absolutely zero control. I'll be able to turn the wheel in both directions and the car will just go dead stop.
So as I jump onto the brakes, no matter what happens, we're going dead straight. Once you can, turn. We're all dead.
I couldn't turn.
Congratulations. And brake and turn. Turn.
Jack's right, a no-hands approach really makes no difference.
And on the brakes. Right, it's actually, isn't it slightly disconcerting? Absolutely no player. There is nothing that you can do.
We're next. We're next.
Slam the brakes. Turn the wheel. Turn. Now off the brakes. There we go.
That's good.
Okay. Both hands on the wheel. Brakes. Turn. Off the brakes. There we go.
Wow. Wow.
Where am I?
That was awesome.
Not so bad, is it?
That was great.
Nobody gets to practice that because usually the first time it happens is when you crash.
Yeah, now I know why on the real road, why I've got such good control when I do have to slam on the brake with the ABS, you know.
Good.
But without the ABS, it was quite a lot of fun, I must admit.
Yes, Larry, it is only fun when there's nothing you can crash into. With ABS reconnected, our skidding stars were back in control.
Stay on the gas, stay on the gas, stay on the gas. And brakes, turn. Turn. Look at that. Can you hear the ABS working?
Where they were skidding and smashing into cones, they were now able to avoid the collision.
Did you feel the pedal? So that's your ABS system working. Look at your stopping distance.
It's cool, eh?
I braked you later, we're stopping a lot sooner.
Amazing. Hard on the brakes and turn. That was fun. That was awesome. We're alive.
ABS is not what stops a car, that is the job of the brakes. What ABS does do is it allows you to steer, giving you control back. So don't freeze, brake hard and swerve to avoid the danger. We got you guys, we influenced you in to be safer drivers. Did you guys learn anything from those experiences?
Well, I definitely drive differently on the road now. The way that you hold the steering wheel, the control that you have of the car. What stood out was definitely the texting and driving, because I'm guilty of that too.
Oh, I think we all are.
And I definitely am very aware of that right now at the moment and in my life, because it's really, really dangerous. You think that you have control of the car, but you actually don't.
That's what we want, the message to get across. Gilan, for you, what was key?
Absolutely. I learned so many things on that day. And what I realized is that we don't know what we don't know, and we really need to make an effort to know to do certain things, filling up our tires. I didn't realize we had to do it so often.
Yeah.
And those things like texting and so on, it's amazing how we think we have control of
invincible.
what we're looking. Exactly. So there are a lot of things, and especially as someone like me as a mentalist, and of course, I'm always focused on what people are absorbing when they're not even realizing it. And the truth is that we only have a limited capacity in our minds. And when we're texting and driving, we're not looking at the road when we're looking down, and things can happen like that. So that was really an eye-opener. And I really learned that we need to prepare to be safe.
You've written a bestseller as well. Is there any way we can take anything from your book in terms of making people better drivers, safer drivers?
Yeah, I actually bought a copy of my book for you as a gift. It's called
Persuasion Games.
Exactly.
It must be a bestseller.
It's all about winning the mind games of influence, and like I mentioned, we should never drive under influence, but something that I'm a specialist in, which is how to read and influence people. One of the core principles is to learn patterns. People behave in certain ways, and certain things are predictable in that way. If you learn how to influence people and persuade people, you'll become a better influencer. If you deliberately learn how to be a better driver, you'll be a better driver. It's really worth the effort.
Well, the nice thing is, after the break, Larry and Gilan, we're going to see if we've managed to persuade you to be better drivers. We've spoken about ABS as well. Has it saved your bacon on the roads? Tell us about it on one of our social media platforms. Speedstars SA, that's where you'll find us. Share your story with other motorists as well. After the break, they can bend forks using nothing but mind power. But what happens when our two contestants apply their mental capabilities to the bends around Swartkrop? Stay tuned to find out. It's going to be great. Right, welcome back to Speedstars. Now, before we let Larry and Gilan loose around Swartkrop, we've let them spend some time in the capable hands of our two resident track specialists. Have a look.
Okay guys, there was a couple of things I wanted to tell you about this afternoon, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hand over to Larry and he can tell you exactly what I've been thinking. Now seriously guys, now we get to the fun part. Well, the fun part for you and the scary part for most of us. This is where we let you loose on the track. You're going to be going out this afternoon in the Opel Adams. It's a little 1-litre turbo, but don't let that fool you. It's a very quick little car. You're going to have the instructors with you. Take notice of what they tell you. Now's the best time to learn how to go fast, because once we've done that, this afternoon we let you out in the beast, in the Opel OPC.
And you're not going to go fast when you think about going fast. The only time you're going to be fast is when you're patient with the car.
Mindful steering, accelerate. Gear up. Brakes, third gear. Not enough brakes.
Because I've got to come in tight.
Off the brakes, off the brakes. More brakes, more brakes. Turning too early. But look, now it's going to throw you out. That's fine. On the gas, on the gas, on the gas. That's good.
Full on the
Gas. Still better if you don't, than if you came out in second. See, you didn't brake.
Yeah. Took a lot of effort for me to not. Took a lot of trust.
Yeah. But you see, as long as you relax and you take the right line, you will enjoy the trip. Hard on the brakes, third gear. Very nice braking. Off, turn in, get nice and close. Next point, off the gas. Next point is your chevron.
Off the gas.
Yeah. Brakes.
Sorry.
A little bit quick still. Okay, on the gas. Get nice and close. Next point.
This tires.
Good.
I'm sure I held my breath a few times going around this thing. It's a lot of concentration for someone who's never been able to do it.
Yeah.
Larry, have you been on a racetrack before?
Yes, first time.
What was it like? So we've done all the safety
Couldn't you
stuff. No, listen, they did say to me, I mean, you were very cautious in the beginning, but they did say you were very good at listening and applying what you've been told.
Yes, yes. I was very intrigued about the technology of it. For me, it was like, I'm not a very good pool player, but it was like playing pool, and I have played a few good games. And I just loved the angles at which you do things. It was just very interesting, the way that you control the car. I've never been taught to control a car like that before, and I learned so many different things on that day. It was really a treat.
Gilan, you've driven around a track blindfolded. Very different when somebody says to you, here we go, you've got your vision, do this as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Did the training with the instructors help you to prepare for that one lap on your own?
Definitely. I mean, when I drove blindfolded, it was maybe 80 kilometers an hour. But doing this at God knows what speed, I was too busy focusing on not crashing and going around and then actually looking at the speedometer, doing that hot lap.
So, you ready to find out how you did, Larry?
Absolutely.
South Africa. It's time to see how Larry Soffer's done in his hot lap on Speedstars. To ensure a level playing field, the guys from Force Fuel were on hand to top up the OPC's tank after every hot lap. In addition, we asked Chops to set benchmark times throughout the day to account for changing environmental factors like temperature and wind speed. I want you just to focus through everything the instructors have told you. Think about where you brake, where you turn in. Was that quite nerve-wracking, the lights?
That was definitely nerve-wracking, that beginning part. You don't want the car to cut out, you know.
And this, are you now visualizing the lap and what they've told you?
Absolutely. The first time that I went around, I got a good idea of what it was all about again, and it all came back to me. And actually doing the hot lap, I felt very good when I did it. So we'll see how I did now.
It's looking very quick up the back straight, Larry. I'm impressed. Turn 4 is quick. You arrive there very fast.
Oh, great.
Because there's, of course, a bit of competition between the two of you. That's why we've paired you up together.
You created it, thanks.
But I'm loving the focus. You didn't say a word. I mean, we had show opener Lala didn't shut up the whole lap, but
Really?
you haven't said a word.
No, I was very focused. And
That's a good thing. Tire squeal?
it was just at the end. Just at the end. That's...
We're going to get to that.
Yeah.
Final turn, turn 8. It's caught out a lot of good drivers. You left a lot of space there. You could have run a lot wider. Oops.
I didn't know whether I'm supposed to stop there or go past. And
Was it all the stopping tests that you've
And then
done
it-
today that it was just kind of burnt into your mind?
I think, I just thought I had to stop there. And then I'm like, no, but in a race it shouldn't happen like that.
Exactly. But listen, it looked good. Your start was great. How did the rest of the lap go? Because obviously I can see it.
Great.
Happy?
Yeah, really, really good.
What
I
is-
actually felt so comfortable on it. Everything that all the instructors were saying all came together, and yeah, it was great control.
What do you think?
I felt good on it. It was. I think I just lost a second or two.
I want to ask you about that.
breaking before that finish line.
You know how much time you actually lose doing that, stopping way before. Okay, look at this board. Let's take your name off here because we've got your time now. Where would you like to be? Obviously, you want to beat Gilan. We haven't given his time yet, but I mean, out of these girls, do you think you're fastest?
If I could be, that would be
I
fantastic.
mean, wouldn't that be good?
I mean,
Because the
coming
girls
last
are ruling the roost.
Coming last on the other challenges,
Okay.
it would be definitely a good thing.
Well, you're quicker than Boiti. You're quicker than Catherine. You are quicker than Lala. And you know what? You are quicker than Melinda Band.
Wow.
Now, you spent a bit of time with Melinda in the car and you thought she was crazy fast.
She was crazy fast.
Well, I'm very impressed, Larry. A 1:27.96. I reckon if you didn't stop on the line, you would have done a high 1:26.
Wow.
Which is fantastic. So at the moment, Larry, you are the fastest on our Speedstars leaderboard.
That's an inspirational story.
That is, but I might have shook your hand too early because obviously we've got Gilan.
Yes.
Now this is where it gets fun because the whole idea with the show is competition, not only amongst all of the guests, but also in our show pairings. So let's have a look at how Gilan did.
Just I hope you've tweaked it for me like we discussed it.
Unlock very quickly.
Go. Alright, look at the corner. Floor, look through. Straight out, widen.
Gear change.
And brake. Change gear, look through.
That's my problem, is that braking in corners. I just...
I'm loving the different approach.
Yes.
Dead quiet, talkative.
Definitely a contrast.
Through the corner. Go. Change gear. Okay. And accelerate. Forward. Look through it. Keep going. You don't have to brake. And come on, you can do it.
I just love the focus for both of you. Such vision.
It's amazing when you're not intuitive about it. It really requires so much focus.
Because you're totally out of your comfort here.
Absolutely.
This isn't something you guys know.
Yeah.
Forward. Ah, good.
It's like Sonic the Hedgehog. Forward, grab.
Go.
Last corner.
Oh my God. Alright. Hot left turn. Woosa. Oh my God. That's the fastest I've ever gone in a car. Well done.
Awesome. Let's see if I should be congratulating myself too soon. Huh?
You know what? That for me is what is so cool. Is saying out of your comfort zone, fastest you've ever been around a track in a controlled environment. Though, you were all smiles.
That's how I react. Whenever I have adrenaline pumping, I smile.
Yeah.
Like
And there was a lot of it.
And there's a lot of adrenaline. That's my reaction. Yeah.
Okay, now, where do you think you're gonna end up? Think you were quicker than Larry?
I think, I really have no idea, but Larry seemed pretty confident. I'm not sure that I was quicker than him, to be honest.
Should we find out?
I'm definitely quicker than Boiti because I remember on the day.
Shame, we love Boiti. I mean, she's the one person I don't want to tell is a loser, but I mean, she was. You're also quicker than Catherine, so that's a good thing. Now,
great.
are you going to be? How far up here are you going to go?
I might be faster than Lala. I'm not sure about Melinda and Larry. They may have been faster than me.
Gilan, I don't want you to be disappointed because you went the fastest you've ever been. You had a great time, but that is as quick as you got.
Oh no!
You finished ahead of Catherine, but behind Lala, a 1:34.56.
Okay.
Not a bad time. I promise you, not a bad time. But it's hard. It's hard to judge when it's not something you've done before.
Yeah, of course.
Are we going to do this again?
I would love to do it again.
Gilan?
Let's bring it on.
Sounds like we've got some excitement for show 2. Guys, thank you very, very much. Obviously, Larry, you were the winner in this one, so congratulations.
Fantastic, thank you.
But the nice thing is, we've got...
Man.
Yeah,
well done.
Well done.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you. Cool, man.
Bit of healthy competitiveness. I like it. Makes for good TV.
We're good sports.
Yeah.
You are good sports. Guys, thank you very much for joining us on the show. Next time, we're joined by 2 athletes who compete at the top levels of their respective sports. Tune in to find out if Bridget Hartley and Sanani Mangisa will be at the top of their game around Zwartkops. But until then, please buckle up and drive carefully. Think about it.
The only problem is I don't want to lose. Don't want to come last.
So, like I said, the brakes are very good.